Hello. I gotta change the title, the fucking sidebar image. Anyways, hello, welcome to For the Crystal Empire. Is there any music playing? No, there isn't. Why?
No, there wasn't.
This song isn't playing.
I can hear it now.
It's just not playing for me. Let me refresh. Well, anyways, hello, welcome. It is, I'm loading in. Technical difficulties.
The DM is not there yet.
Ah, there we go. Music's working for me now. Alright, where we last left our heroes, they had just arrived at the Crystal Archives. A building that seems to be sort of slightly hovering above the grass. Only slightly. As you know, with the Crystal Empire, their cities can fly. So they also have archives and other types of buildings across Narikov that also float and fly. This one recently got its ability to do such because of some players that came here and helped them out.
We gave them a cube.
They gave him a cube.
A cube.
It started a
it-
religion by accident.
It started a cult of the cube.
Oh no,
Mm.
not the cube.
Wherever that fucking rat is.
I'm surprised that he's not on the random encounter chart.
He's
Oh.
in hiding.
He is. It's just no one's pulled him yet. Plus, you guys aren't even in the region.
Until
that he's-
today.
Also, he keeps changing regions, so I keep flip-flopping where he is.
What does that mean?
Well, now the Elder Elves are after him, so it's only a matter of time until someone gets his ass.
Because someone tattled on them. Damn.
I merely gave them the information they were requesting about why the world broke in half.
That's fair.
And I pulled it back together.
You
Well,
did not. Shut your mouth.
Yes, I did.
The world broke in half?
This
Yes.
was very
usual.
funny.
No, I legitimately don't know. This is news to me.
Yep.
Yeah, this was months ago.
Yeah, well, basically, Kuldrax twerked so hard that it broke the earth.
No,
that's
no,
not what
I pulled
happened
it back together.
so, as you guys arrived here, you met up with two individuals, a white dragonborn and a... Well, at first he looks human.
Pull up.
Hi.
Oh,
That's what you can't
but
know.
but
But
he is
I
a man
can.
carrying a large backpack, and he looks like he has a lot of scrolls kind of hanging out of his backpack. He has silver hair, but it doesn't seem like it's of age, just genetics. They seem to be talking with this strange dog creature in front of the door, which seems to be denying them entry. And then they turned around and saw you all and started chatting, noting they know who Quintana is, and Quintana knows them somewhat. They ask for help trying to get access to the archive, as they are history buffs, and they want, knowledge of history and things. Nothing too bad, but they also want to make a deal with them, as they have connections. They also mentioned that they used to be the leaders of the Silvered Harbor, which is one of the major cities here in this alloyed collective.
Mhm.
I appreciate. I'm sorry. Yeah, I would have much appreciate if you could help us with this. This one is denying us entry.
Well, he is simply doing his job.
Mm,
The archives are. The archives are a tad restrictive, mainly to prevent unsavory individuals from gaining access to whatever knowledge that is held within. So, considering what you just said, and by the fact that it seems you know Quintana, I'm sure perhaps I can get you the okay to enter, I suppose.
What are y'all looking for in the archives?
history of that may have been lost. We come from a guild. In a town that's a neutral town, not under any empire. Adventuring guild that mostly goes towards knowledge and finding knowledge of the history, the past, things that were lost and forgotten.
You're looking for something that's been lost, I see.
Well, the history of the ice fields is skewed. There are parts and missing pieces to the knowledge here. She reaches under her cloak, and you hear the sounds of buttons unclicking as she starts pulling out a couple large books. I've been writing what knowledge I've found of the war that tore this place apart, and pieces are missing. A lot of history not known. A lot of the ones who were alive during such parts were too young to remember. So I've been piecing together from, well, with the help of some adventurers, from the ruins of cities that fell during the war, different battlefield things. Slowly gathering the history that occurred.
Mm-hmm.
That is respectable.
Like putting a piece of a puzzle together.
Yes. The shadow will step forward, walking past them, and he starts scanning you.
Oh, Jørgen mean mugs him.
Like his
Tries to look a little
it's
tough.
his snout wanders, looking up directly at to your eyes, Haseo. Slowly down. Order member.
Yes. I believe we called ahead.
High ranking. Access granted.
Believe we called ahead.
I have no connections outside this archive. I am the archive's protector. If anyone were to enter or leave with items unclear, then they shall suffer the consequences of me.
Understandable. Is that clear, Moxie?
Rules before entering. Any books that you find here must be put back on their shelves. They cannot leave these archives, or I will have to stop you.
Sure, we'll raise 2 arms. Are we allowed to transcribe information for personal use, or is that constricted in addition to this?
Unless directly... Oh, man. You will have to ask the order members of which books that can be transcribed or not, as I only follow the orders given to this place. I would say yes, you may transcribe. There have been few in the past that were allowed to transcribe certain texts. But the books, the original works, cannot leave. Do not disrupt the crystal tree or the power source it is connected to.
Sure will not.
There are amenities here if you find yourself needing to. The front desk has someone who will guide you the rest of the way. Lead the way.
We're just gonna hook Pippin's leash on the strange dog. I have a feeling bringing a kobold inside of this place is not going to end well.
And leaving him outside
Shadow will
is...
hold on to the leash with a tendril. Shadow.
Just let your kobold
Wise
companion join
choice.
us.
I want you to
Sticky
look at
hands.
him in the eyes.
Jørgen does. Jørgen looks at Pippin's eyes and goes, "We'll be back in a short while, little lad. Don't you worry."
7 hours later.
10-minute adventure, guys.
That is
10-minute
the
adventure.
comedy. That is the joke.
Shadow looks down at Pippin and says, "Unfortunately, you stuck with me. And the archive is about to go up. I will find you a safe place." Boop.
Hey, y'all.
You,
Wow.
as the door closes behind you without anyone touching it, you feel the place. Aelion will speak up. Oh, back to the, away from the windows. Hold yourself to one of the walls. Be quick.
Don't you need to ask me twice?
I'll say we'll wrap an arm around Nakano and just take a firm stance.
I'll grip the table and be ready to cast Featherfall if needed.
Ah, okay. Okay, those of you against the wall, you get advantage.
No, that's not the... Is that the one I want to use? Yeah, that's what it is.
The rest of you who decided to not do that, I need you guys to make me your choice of athletics or acrobatics.
Does my monk training of stance
if
of
you're
land
holding-
and sea help?
As I said, if you're holding onto a wall, you have advantage.
It doesn't matter what I roll. Oh no, that's L. Can I? Fuck.
So what was that about it not mattering what you rolled?
Nikki, does
no.
it's more so that it's same bonus, but okay. Nikki, does the stance of land and sea not help?
Oh, you'll be able to get back up. You're just gonna fall to the ground.
I get knocked down. I get up again. No,
Well,
I wanted to look cool.
as everyone braces themselves against the walls, as you feel this building start moving. You understand this technology, most of you, but Quintana depends if your character understood Crystal and Pyre tech before this. And Jørgen,
Depends.
you also wouldn't understand this. This is a new feeling for you.
This isn't considered wind, is it?
No.
No. This
This-
is gravity.
Yeah, this is like...
This has betrayed me.
Yes.
knocked prone by wind.
Knocked prone by wind. It
The
is not a wind.
forces. Yeah.
I tried.
Well, it depends on how much you studied the Crystal Empire, even like studying this building itself within the... Depends on how much interest that Quintana had in it.
I feel like they would be more adept in Elder Elf technology.
Which is more advanced, but doesn't really use a lot of hovering or floating things. That was more close to the myriads and these people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is a new feeling for you as you feel the buildings start to like lift up into the sky. You've seen it, but you've never experienced it before. Haseo and Nakano fall to the ground as the building rumbles, and Nakano's like, Betch, what is going on?
I tried.
Here. You are able to stabilize yourself in the middle of the room. Aelion sits there, kind of moving with the movements, doing it however many times. As soon as it stops, you guys sort of compose yourselves a lot better. Solaria breathes a sigh of relief. Manuel looks fucking horrified. Aelion will look to you all and go, sorry about that. We don't really like having this building on the ground for too long. But as soon as we heard of your arrival, we had to land. And then we had some guests show up the door just before you arrived.
Yes.
I see those guests are welcomed.
Yeah, yes.
Say about that.
Very well.
Where are you guys coming from? Or you guys play it out. Hold on.
Yeah. The door to my right, your left. That will lead you to Monaca. She's the head of this archive. To the behind me will lead you to the gardens, which also leads into the library. Each of these hallways will lead to a library, but this room over here will lead to a changing room as well as some amenities. New changes of clothes if not needed, such bathing, a bath. There's a small bath, but there isn't many of us here. We don't really need a large bath. And then Jørgen, you walk up to Solaria and Emmanuel and go, "Oh, that was much strange."
I agree with you, but all strange things are great on your great adventure. Say, where do you guys hail from?
I hail from Lunavale. It's a neutral town. In the it's a town, not under any empire or anything. It is located between the Wildlands and the Scalic Dominion. And they stay neutral and keep it that way. Well protected. Lots of people who have arrived and been welcomed.
Would I know of this place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is known to have a adventuring guild that specialized in history and knowledge. You may have actually gone there to learn more about the gods and things like that that may have been not well known.
Okay, yeah. Jørgen will pipe up and go, "Oh, yes! Hey, I remember that place. It was... Oh, how many years ago is it? But it was when I was a wee young lad who's still going out trying to find my way along the world. I know some things or two, you know. How about you, fine man over there?"
Oh. I don't fully know exactly where I was born, but I was raised here in the Alloyed Collective. And I've been a traveling archaeologist and researcher since I've been able to had to make some way of a living.
Ah, I see. I bet you'll be pulling up a fancy amount of various things from the ground now, aren't you?
Well, this one's party of adventurers that were helping her out discover things across the land. They stumbled upon me in one of the battlefields. I was trying to find old artifacts or lost things that happened during that battle. And they found me and helped me out. And I decided to join them because I figured, why not? It's better than accidentally getting ambushed by creatures I didn't know were following me. So I owed them.
I completely understand that. Hey, I've got along with these guys over here because, well, I was out on my own sim as well. And they were looking for help. It's always good to stick around with others. If you're gonna go alone, you're gonna know how to defend yourself. So he looks him up and down his, I assume, scrawny body.
Mm-hmm.
Elvish.
He's gonna take off his glasses for a moment and start cleaning them. I need to know, well, more likely Moxie's just waiting for everyone. Getting distracted. Quintana, which part are you paying attention to? Are you paying attention to Jørgen and Enseric and these guys? Or are you paying attention to what she's talking about and stuff, and talking about like where things are and stuff? I see no.
Neither.
Okay. Jørgen, Enseric,
Yes.
can you two please make me a perception check?
Oh. Ooh. For me, it's 17.
I'm waiting for Jørgen.
Oh, right. His internet's dying.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh,
What are your passive perceptions, Tashure and Quintana?
Mine,
passive.
it's 16.
21.
Holy shit.
I have observant feed.
If it helps, I do a weapon of warning.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Foxy. You're muted.
Yes. Apologies for that. My bit was over, and then my
Mm-hmm.
internet funny.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember what I asked?
No, I didn't hear you.
Okay, perception check, please.
Can do. Perception. Ooh, I've got to check next to it.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Mm.
Tashure and Jørgen. I'm going to give you this description once. As soon as he takes his glasses off, it is strange. It's almost as if his eyes change from a soft golden color to a yellow piercing. Almost a set of yellow piercing eyes. But then he puts his glasses back on and they go to a more light gold. That's all.
Jørgen will narrow his eyes and then smile.
He will smile back.
Yeah.
Enseric, do you look out the window?
Yeah, I do look out the window.
You see clouds
Mm-hmm.
flowing past the window.
You just see his ears a little bit down, but it's high, very high.
Jørgen slaps you on the back. You okay there, lad?
Yeah, just my first arrival in your group was enough height for me.
I can
Tashure
understand
giving
that, my lad.
Tashure smiling.
Don't worry, I have feather.
I'm not the greatest in I'm not the greatest in heights either, my lad. But let me tell you a little secret. If you don't look down, you don't know how high you are.
Exactly.
He walks over and then he glances over his shoulder at Emmanuel.
Interesting.
So, are you here? Well, I haven't been told specifics. I was told that he wanted to. The guests were to arrive and either speak with Monica and let the rest explore the archive if they wanted to.
Yes, that is the plan.
Will it just be you going in there? Or are some of your companions joining you for a meeting as well?
I do not believe they have any business, for the most part.
I would have some information I would wish to research while in the area. So if it makes it easier, I would like to attend this meeting. Permission is permitting, of course.
Wait, run that back by me again? My brain just shut off by what you said. You were like, you want to research something, but you want to attend the meeting?
Oh,
If
there
it
will be
makes it easier-
plenty of time for you all to explore the archive, even after the meeting. You are guests,
okay.
but be respectful of our rules.
Understood.
Cyril, Miss Whispers will be able to help you with anything that is in the archive. I am Alion. Barakul will take care of any weapons that you need stored for when you're in the meeting. Just the door to your left.
Alright.
You're gonna look over and be like, if you need to hold them, I'll hold them as well.
It is rude and customary to not have any weapons during a meeting such as this. The
I
Order has
understand.
had too many incidences with such.
Yes.
Of course. I've seen a couple of meetings, sir, so it makes total sense.
Why do I have the distinct feeling that Haseo is glaring at Quintana specifically?
What do you mean?
The meeting with the Empress?
You may collect your weapons after.
Oh yeah.
It is best to have weapons on you. You never know if this archive may be attacked by a dragon or something.
There was a
It's
There-
best to have
there is a
everyone
chance.
able to have their defenses, but just for the meeting, no weapons.
As there's always a chance, Enseric, that something flying might think this library is a tasty snack for some reason.
Some of them
The
are
advantage.
driven and
Mhm.
can sense and smell magic. This thing is, well, luxed with it.
Yes. Hopefully, the worst case scenario is maybe a dragon that has a fondness for books makes its way here and wish to claim this as its new hoard.
I'd love to meet a dragon that really loves books. It's been so long since I've done Jørgen's voice. I'm so sorry.
Golden Dragon.
You don't want to meet the dragon that hoards the stories.
I believe we
The dragon that holds stories sounds like an actual. Well, wait. Well, if you heard the stories, wouldn't they not have any value?
The stories
Because if
of,
nobody hears them, then why would anybody have them?
there are stories within this land rumor that there are dragons in the mountain that even protect the people of this land from other worldly things. A
Guardians.
clan of adamantine dragons that once made a deal with the king of this land that once existed. They said they gave him a crown made of their scales.
Interesting.
But those are tales that we've heard. And we haven't really scouted too much of this land. The knowledge we do have are of, well, of the adventurers that helped us before, telling us about things. And when we were grounded, we kinda had to scout a little around our surroundings, at least. But now we can continue keeping this archive safe and avoid dangers.
Good. Now,
Carry
not all
on.
of you need to. Not all of you need to join us. I don't rightfully think any of. No offense, but I don't. Unless you have some particular reason, I don't believe any of you have a reason to go on this meeting.
I'm gonna give you a second to think about that. Really think before you say that.
Why you say that?
Who out of these goobers would need to be at this meeting?
Especially without with protection of
You? I don't know.
several.
Look, I'm a weapon. I don't need protection.
Protecting you? No.
Correcting you, maybe.
Correcting
Being
you.
an extra insight as well as a delegate.
Okay, yeah. So you actually do say that, Haseo?
Eli, he's asking like, is there a reason you wish to join this meeting?
No, Jørgen will go, no, I think we'll find something else to do. If you need me, you can find me.
All right.
And I'm a shadow of Tashure, so yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, I believe I hear the dog outside barking. Give me a moment. Hell.
Haseo is hallucinating. He's imagining a dog outside the door.
No, there is literally a dog outside the door.
There is literally a dog outside the door.
Yeah, there is only a dog.
Weapons
That's
in the cabinets or on the rocks.
Oh wait, is this where the meeting's happening?
Meetings in the
Yep.
next door. I just need you to stow
Oh.
away your items.
My apologies. I must have gotten
Oh,
myself a
God.
little confused a bit here. I'm not actually supposed to be in the meeting. Sorry about that.
Oh. The other side is the
Okay.
baths. And restrooms.
Thank you.
Jørgen, yeah, Tashure and Enseric, you see Jørgen pass right by you, beat red. Like, oh god. What the wrong place.
Archive is that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, Tashure, are you going into that meeting?
Yes, I'll be going
Hmm.
into it. You do not need to attend if you do not wish to, Enseric.
Well, you saved my ass, so I am your shadow, at least for a couple of while.
Indeed. Although, it's a partnership. Saving asses is usually what is done with people in our situation, right?
Exactly.
Racks
Let's go.
and cabinets to store
Understood.
your items.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You wanna try and beat a 22, Nikki?
Heavy consequences for not following rules.
Right, Quintana.
You just see they look at you from the corner of their eye. Of course, as they you notice they remove the dagger that they had sheathed under their gauntlet and put it on the rack next to the rifle.
How rudimentary.
Haseo takes off his sword
Oh.
and scabbard.
A Warforged. Ah,
Hello.
shit. We don't have a technician on board this archive.
I'm sure we can just disconnect
We're
the
not
phones
need
and
to.
it'll be fine.
Firstly, that is incredibly insulting. And secondly, I'll deposit my weaponry, and I will keep a respectful distance from any staff, as there are built-in armaments that cannot be disabled.
Which is
As
why
for
I'm sad we
maintenance-
do not have a technician to help you disable those temporarily. No worries, as long as you're respectful and stay in one. Yeah. Just don't be near people with your stowed weapons.
Understood.
But the
Haseo
loose
takes off
ones,
his-
please do put away.
Haseo takes off his sword and sheath, puts it in his bag of holding, and then puts his bag of holding on a hook.
And throwing the chain whips,
There's a lot
thieves'
more in there.
souls, and crystal.
And Akano is going to put her crossbow in there. And then put her sword, her other sword, and her halberd on the racks.
Mm.
Do I have anything else? She puts the displacer kit in the cabinet.
Okay,
It
that
displacer what? Displacer kitten?
It disappears and reappears in their inventory.
It's so fucking funny to me.
It is amazing. And it is a weapon of mass destruction.
Yes, it is a. I am a web. You can't do anything about that.
Yeah. So.
Did you take off your wraps?
No, no reason to. Well,
Yeah.
they're highly
They're
decorative
not the-
armor.
It's a good thing you're not like one of those monks that carry like greaves that are meant for like kicking people,
Yes, I know
Mm.
who you're referring to.
which is still pretty awesome. But anyway,
That is pretty awesome.
ooh, even a spell book. Jakul will note that and nod.
Spell books, technically, but alright.
His eye will widen when he sees a second book.
It is a backup spell book.
Ah. He looks at his he looks at his own. Maybe I should do such.
It is very useful. Even I am not a mage, but I can respect that preparedness.
Right. If all your weapons are stored, then you may enter the chambers. I know in her picture she has a glaive. She doesn't have a glaive right now.
Mm-hmm.
Her weapon is also away, but also her mask is off, and she's actually a tiefling. Her mask is a executioner's mask.
why the fuck?
What's wrong, Soviet?
So, for some reason, I don't know what it is about, like, the ventilation in this house, but I can smell what people are cooking in the kitchen. Despite the fact that I know we do not have any, I'm getting the distinct smell of, like, processed fish sticks
Oh no.
that you would get from the frozen food aisle.
Welcome, Sir Kujaku. And these are all the
Keeper of
ones
archive.
joining us for our meeting here. As she puts her elbows on the table, kind of like crisscrosses her fingers and leans her chin on into it, looking forward.
Yes, they wish to.
Very well. Many people from the Crystal Empire, but one I see, this is an alloyed collective citizen, judging by that armor.
Yes.
A representative of theirs.
Ah,
That is.
well, welcome. I don't have all the details, but I have a inkling of what we're about to talk about.
Yes. For one, I've simply come to check up on the archive since I was in the area. See how things are going, considering that you have been asked to move the archives.
Yes. I'd hope to keep it here, as it is a lot easier to take care of out in the middle of this, say, desert. Not as many interruptions. But, if we must move, then so it be. Is this what the negotiations are for, right?
Yes.
Hmm.
Perhaps we can maybe negotiate the archive stay and perhaps acting embassy. We will have to see. It seems the Elder Collective must gather their own representatives and discuss. Just why we are out here. We have about 2 weeks of deliberation that must happen. So,
Very well. That doesn't sound that bad. Well, my archives are free for, knowledge. You wouldn't find anything that interesting here. This is more, accounts for the Empire. So, best not to peek. Or I'll have Shadow remove you. Archive is... You can make it to the archives through the northern door, but I'm guessing you'd probably want to arm up first, since our meeting... after our meeting.
yes, which is quite some, at least for me.
Well, what is it you want to discuss and know? Lot of information we have gathered from the adventurers that helped us here.
Well, I suppose about the local area, I'm a bit of a scholar myself. And I've seen that on the map there's quite a few interesting locations, although, and a few ruins. I saw that there was a temple of here, or this nearby.
Ah, there is a sort of ruined temple nearby that looks not so much abandoned, but neglected, at least for a while.
I need to look at the map.
By any chance, Would the archives have any information on who the last occupants of this temple was before its lack of tenancy?
Its last tenants were priests and clerics before the war. They abandoned their temple and moved to the cities. But by then, a new religion popped up and drove them out or made them disappear. A temple was used as a base of sorts for bandits and such. Might still be occupied by some bandits. What a disgrace to a temple of such a valiant god.
Yes. Well, perhaps we might head that way during these 2 weeks, especially with those beetles quite fast. Perhaps that's something we can take care of. I did wish to visit it. No lowly bandits should be residing in such a holy place.
I agree, but we are trying our best not to step on the toes of the citizens here.
Yes, understandable. I'm sure, well, perhaps I should check first with maybe perhaps Quintana here. But I'm sure they would be glad that a holy place such as a temple to Tyr being cleared of bandits perhaps is not necessarily a bad thing for them. But again, we will see.
As a outsider, I would concur. Especially if it's bandits that would hinder any travel or trade along that passage.
Yeah.
Thus, it could be considered community service, which in turn would be appreciated by the townspeople.
You make a good point, but I'm saying the ones here in the archive, I don't think they would take too kindly to us stepping on their turf and doing things for them. They're a pretty proud nation of heroes and fighters. Though some adventurers doing it for them, they probably wouldn't bat an eye. They'd probably be more thankful than another nation clearing things for them when they could have done it themselves. The difference is in the eyes of the people.
Yes, that is true. It's always a matter of perspective.
Correct. There used to be a demon tower to the northwest. But apparently that demon was slaughtered. And now that tower is filled with a few adventurers who have accumulated it and taking it as their own home now.
I see. I guess it should be. I guess it would be inevitable that a group of adventurers would take care of the demon, but still, nonetheless, that must have been a daunting task, all things considered.
Very. But that tower is slowly expanding. It has more houses around it, a dock. Yeah.
Very purposely, huh? I guess a mighty structure like that would definitely be a beacon of civilization in these lands.
God, do I want people to bump into the lost treasures during this campaign? Oh, another group to, not so much watch out for. Well, sort of. There are a remnant group of mages that, call themselves druids of metal. They've all but been pushed away into scarcity by the druids of the Forest of Whispers. For the most part, they're pretty dangerous. They will attack those who don't believe. They've given some druids a bad name for a while, but once people figured out what they actually were, sympathies were and apologies were given out in this place.
Interesting.
But those mages have bounties. The City of Shadows has the bounties for them. But I'd be careful going to that city if you ever do.
Yes, we've been quite warned about their customs there.
Yes. Despite being part of the Alloy Collective, they governs a lot of anti-magic. Only magic allowed are the druids and clerics at the temple there.
I will admit that is quite strange, but each their own, I suppose. Does anybody else have any questions?
I think Soviet is AFK trying to check on what that smell is. Never mind, they're back.
You summoned them back.
I found the source of the smell.
I was so fucking right!
My brother was
You
making
were
salmon
right.
patties.
Ah. Patties. Now I'm kind of getting hungry. God damn it.
Eat before session.
Do you have any questions?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have been AFK for the last couple of minutes, so
All we really talked about was the Temple of Tyr that's probably filled with bandits still.
The
Talked about
crazy
this.
circle of metal mages that are roaming about.
Yeah. If you kill
The
them,
demon tower that collapsed
yeah.
And starting
and
to
is
rebuild
now being rebuilt by adventurers.
with a city sprouting out of it.
They also have trapped up that tower so much.
that's funny. They're still gonna pay their fucking taxes.
Can't wait. Can't wait for that. There's a knock on your guys' door. They want taxes. Gotta pay.
No, you see, we simply take the very large golem at Silvered Harbor. It's made of adamantine. They can't crit it. And that is the tax enforcer.
Yeah, but they have silvery barbs on, like, most of the players.
Yeah, well, you did make the rule that it can only be done once per roll. So
Yeah. Even so. Joke.
simply pay their taxes and they'll be fine.
Yeah.
And they will be completely
Pay,
fine.
pay the tithe, and then the king will leave you alone.
And if not, I've got plasma for them.
Yay!
It's going to be very funny if the boy shows up at the meeting because Tashure can learn the other funny spell.
Why
What?
would you be there?
There's another funny spell.
I've
There
always
is-
wondered where you put your tower.
Who's the boy?
You know which one.
He's in a quaddle.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
That boy.
Yeah,
Oh no, not the boy.
the boy.
Comes that boy.
Here
The
comes.
aquatic boy.
Here comes the boy.
But Donna, do you have any questions?
Hmm. I'm more curious what the long-term plan with this archive is. As it stands now, it sits on the land is property of the collective.
Which is why we're hovering in the air and only landed to pick you up.
East.
Hmm.
East rules lawyering.
Well,
We're trying not to step on the toes of the collective. We are being respectful by not keeping the building on the ground within your territory. But we still, from what I know of our empire right now, our current Empress wants peace with this kingdom and to repent for the atrocities committed.
Hmm.
Hmm.
As that emperor is no longer around, now we follow the new Empress. So far, she seems like she really does want to repent for the sins of the previous emperor.
It does. But I will admit it is still sad that such sins had to be forced upon the child. Our Empress is most certainly handling it to the best of her capabilities.
Yes. Well. What else? Oh, the mountain. Destroyed mountain just a little north of the archive. We have knowledge of what that was. And what happened.
Do you? And what was it?
Ah. The same adventurers that helped us were also helping an individual that was staying within the mountains. A old prison that was held within the mountains. I don't recall the Crystal Empire having prisons on another land, so only could assume it was the previous king's prisons for something. But that building was destroyed not long ago, according to reports. There were strange creatures crawling out from beneath, and they ignited the whole place up.
I suppose they made a rational decision then. I do wonder what these creatures might have been.
No idea, but they took the mass destruction route. And that whole mountain is now ill.
Well, hopefully that dealt with the problem.
Hopefully. But it is still
Well,
something to note. There was something lurking within the tunnels of the mountains.
Something.
Anybody else have questions?
I would have one, but I fear it may also be more useful to be directed at an attendant rather than yourself. So, I'll just ask it regardless. Would the archive have any information in regards to the construction of Warforged after the end of the war?
Yes.
Potentially in the area generated by House Hornbreaker.
This archive should have that. Unless it was kept hidden from the Empire. All history records are kept here in the archives. We've been getting in all the newest editions since our separation from the Empire.
Interesting. Thank you.
Is there anything else you'd like?
Nothing that comes to my mind.
Very well. She will,
Takano? Anything?
she will nod her head. Well, then a meeting adjourned. You may collect your weapons. Enjoy the archive, what it can offer. Just don't take any of the books with you. Shadow is very, very... not friendly when you steal.
Yes. He made that quite clear.
Yes. A very loyal and very protective dog. Or colloquial known as a good boy.
Morocco will actually chuckle at that.
Don't let him hear you saying that.
Quite a personality with this one.
Yes.
I think I did mean shake.
Have a good day.
Sure, we'll bow and leave.
Nobody's gonna check out the books and the fun space where you can't have your weapons?
No, because that's her stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, you'd have to
And
ask
she's-
if you wanted to do
Oh,
that.
she's
Okay,
like-
specific.
It's accounting shit.
Yeah, and she specifically said
And
do not.
trades. Like she said, she's like, she gets all that archival stuff.
I mean, maybe she might have one or two secret books that isn't a part of the rest of the archive, but to be fair,
yeah.
if they're in there, they're in there for a reason. You don't want to read them.
She wouldn't
I
want.
don't know. I don't know. She seems like the kind of person to hide the romance novels in between all of
Come
the
on.
accounting tax reports.
Her own not safe for work
Alright.
fan fictions.
No, I didn't say that.
Yuri and Yowie.
She's not Moxie.
Jørgen's been by himself for a while. What's he up to?
Speaking about Moxie.
Yeah.
What am I up to? Jørgen probably would have. Jørgen would have asked the two guests over here if they were looking or what kind of specific books they were looking for.
Oh, they're
See if he could help out.
They're just looking for the accounts of the battles that happened here. She wants both sides of history.
Okay.
Because she has the side of what happened to the ice fields. She has part of the side of what happened with the Scalic Dominion side and the remnants of the Oros. Oh, wait, sorry. Not the Oros Dynasty. The Obsidian Assembly that stumbled here. But she doesn't have the accounts of the Crystal Empire, which is what she wants.
Okay. Let me help her find any of that.
Yeah, you can make a investigation check with advantage.
Right.
Thank goodness.
18.
Yeah, there was one. Right. You search around and you find a few areas where there's battles that take place and stuff. Though the locations aren't in. Okay. The data isn't. How do I put this? The accounts are kind of spread apart. It's almost like they do the categorization by months and year that it happened. So some accounts, you'll see different battles that happen all over the place, and then several months later you'll see accounts continuing the accounts from several months before because of the reporting. So yeah,
Right.
it's a little chaotic how they've archived it, but that's just how it is. And these, as you come in here, it is strange. It is not an archive you've seen before. It is outside. This building did not look that big. It looked like a floored building with a regular sized roof. But when you walked into this part of the archives, the roof extends like super high. You see ladders and other things to allow you to go up to higher levels. There's books all over the place of the history of the Crystal Empire. There are some empty shelves which seem to be partially filled, which means, that's the most recent accounts.
Okay,
Every once in a while, you'll see Cyril Whispers start putting books in there, and then you see her go back down and continue. You'll see scrolls and other things all kind of piled in a specific way, and you see her writing down more, and then eventually closing it up, putting it in thing. She's writing and reading quite fast. She's turning out pages and pages.
Yeah, she's professional.
Yes.
She knows what she's doing.
But if you ask her any
That's
questions
good.
about the archive, she will stop what she's doing and answer your questions.
Okay. My nerd ass needs to ask this question. Is it bigger on the inside?
Yes.
I see. Okay. Some magic going on. All right. Other than that, yeah, I guess I bring my findings over to Emmanuel and Solaria.
She thanks you and finds a chair to sit down and start. She puts the piles of books you found that sort of correlate with around that time period, and the reports of the areas that you are assuming are the part of that war. And she gets to work. Emmanuel will actually join her in helping. Just at least learn the accounts.
Yeah. Jørgen is an avid guy about war as well, so he probably could figure out the books pretty easily, and helped out finding them, and that's about it. I don't think I'm really gonna do anything. I guess Jørgen has a keen
Moxie's
eye on the
gonna-
manual, but
Moxie's
Other than
gonna
that-
sneak around and look for anything naughty. Just kidding.
Well,
Romance of the
that big of a
Empress and
library.
Emperor and the strange noble affairs. So they do archive things, like things are art. So like the accounts that you found were war accounts. So they were the accounts she's
in the
writing
warrior
down.
section.
Right? Yeah, the sections she's been putting books into is things going down in the capital and things happening within the empire and stuff. All the accounts that have been happening through the time and stuff. The war accounts aren't do eventually stop, and there are a lot of blank spaces that haven't been written down yet, as it ends close to about 50 years ago.
50 years ago?
That's about when the
Jørgen's gonna find...
war accounts stop.
Jørgen's gonna look and the in that section then and find the earliest book from the just before the 50 years ended. He wants to find the latest book from before the accounts ended.
Okay.
Make another investigation or
So the accounts would be just before the war ended and abruptly. Okay.
Yeah.
The Twin Cities, hovering near the Scalic Dominion within the Wildlands, fell. It was collapsed with a final assault, and the city fell to the ground, crashing. Accounts say that the forest almost ate up the city, and it just vanished.
which city?
Boop, doo-doo. Did I put it on the wild? Ah, here we go. The Twin City of Shah Rashaka. It's actually on the world map. Right up here.
I don't know if I can swap over there.
If you click the arrow at the top left of your
No, yeah.
thing, world
I gotta see if my game will load. And then if I can. Oh, I'm in the corner over here by the dragons because this is where I was last.
I don't know why, but every time you load a new map, it always puts you in the left corner of the map. So, like here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And Jørgen will note that down for himself then. And that's all I've got for right now.
Around this time, I guess the rest of you would have arrived at the archives after his running around and learning of things. Enseric, as you enter the archives, you see a Caterna.
Mm-hmm.
This Caterna has, oh son of a bitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tails.
6 tails. Wow.
Wow. That's so many tails to floof. Oh,
Also, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Enseric has 2.
Yep.
Only 2. So, yeah. Right.
Yep. Cyril will will stop what she's doing, turn around, and say, "Order member, welcome." She uses a fox mask. But she bows respectfully to you and goes back to what she's doing. Technically, the reason she does that is because Haseo outranks her.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what do you mean?
She's only a rank 2. You're a rank 3.
Oh, was she? Wait, was she bowing to me? Sorry,
Yeah,
Yes.
she bowed to you
Oh.
and said, "Welcome, order member," because you're a senior to her.
Sorry, my brain shut down. Greetings.
Sorry, my brain is
Authority? Huh?
Any kind of authority? No.
Greetings.
She's hard at work, but she accepts your greeting and is respecting. But she's there to be asked if certain things can be like written down and taken as knowledge. Some things she'll probably say no.
She'll do some scribing, but probably not.
What's the other thing? Once she's done with her books that she was working on, she will reach into her bag and pull out a bunch of crystals, and then set them down in a row, almost like she's organizing them. During this, her eyes are glowing. Do you want to make a Arcana check? If you're paying attention to what she's doing.
The autistic need to arrange certain objects. Yes. Sure.
Me to it.
Yes, that is
Real.
most certainly the autistic need to arrange objects.
It's real and true.
Tashure and Enseric. Essentially, what she's using detect magic and some sort of magic detection, and she's organizing the crystals in a certain way based on that detection.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps these things are marked in a certain way so that they are in order.
Let's go for a second.
Okay. Oh, the floor is yours. What are y'all doing?
So what you said, most of the stuff in the library is like accounts on like the perspective of the Empire on things.
It's more like it's citizen accounts and things happening within the Empire and all the different towns, cities, and stuff. There are accounts about the nobles and the royal families. There are accounts of neighboring empires' interactions. But those two have mixed. There are mixed reports with those ones between the warfare and accounts of other empires. There's sometimes duplicated knowledge because they fall under both sides.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Do I don't believe I do. Do I know who I'm running against for the position of shogunate? I don't think I know.
At the moment, no, you do not. know how many others are running for it.
Like, so I can't like look up the family
But
and be like, so this.
But you can research into other noble families that could be potential candidates. You're guessing more
Okay.
likely ones that are not within the capital as much. There might be one other than you within the capital, but they might actually be people who have land in other places, such as you.
Mhm.
You may be from the capital, but you managed to actually be awarded land, the lord. So you're probably guessing they're more likely ones that are probably part of the other places, such as the Shadow Lagoon, the Bay of 1,000 Sands, Pinnacle, City of Mourned. I would also say Avern, but that's not part of our empire anymore. And, or Avern. I would say Avern, but that's not part of our kingdom. City of Mourned is still part of the kingdom. There hasn't been anything bad with that. And the Twin Cities of Rashika is just becoming resettled.
I see.
So it doesn't have everything.
Fair. Yeah, but I guess that's what Haseo would be doing, like looking at up those different families and stuff. Yeah, but is there nothing on like the other planes or anything? Specifically the Shadowfell.
There are accounts about the Deep Core and very old accounts with the Shadowfell. Like, we're talking like a few hundred years ago.
Alright. But yeah, that's what I would be looking at. What other people are doing.
I'm not going to make you look for it because it's so little. There's only like basically one book on it worth of information. Their account of the Shadowfell was during a time when they actually had set up a trading with the Shattered Kai. Trading in weaponry knowledge and a little bit of magic knowledge. During this time, something fell through on the Shadowfell side, and suddenly the emissaries that were supposed to make the deal with the Shadow Elves suddenly were all slaughtered. Apparently under the holy fuck, my brain is fucking whew. It's getting hot in my room. It's probably why.
Processors are overclocked.
No.
My brain's overclocking. Yeah. I'll be okay. Holy shit. Shadow. Oh, okay. Under the Queen's new leader's directive, they were ordered to slaughter the emissaries. But they never got to find out who this new leader was.
I see.
You could probably piece together what that means.
Yeah. Seralus. Alright.
All right. Who's next? What are you looking for, Miss Quintana? Soviet? Okay, hey, Tashure.
I realized it
never
was
mind.
muted. I said I'm looking to see if there's any hidden elder elf knowledge, whether intentionally hidden by the archives or it being hidden in plain sight.
Oh.
Because I'm sure they've accidentally collected something. Well, not sure, but it's an educated guess.
Yes.
E.
There is one about one of the earliest emperors. The book itself seems ordinary at first, but there are psionic imprints in the book.
Psionics, you say?
Yes.
I activate the psionics.
Oh boy. Hey Quintana, you're about to go into a trance.
That's fine, I'd win.
Oh no.
That's okay, I win.
She
Alright.
just picks up the book and just falls over.
Well, this is gonna be fun.
It is going to be fun.
As
Let's see
you
if-
pick up this book and find the signature, sort of faint psionic signatures left behind by something. This isn't known knowledge to the mortals of the plains here. Psionics has recently been more common. It was generally only elder elves that were psions, and the later elves get the Gith. These imprints are throw you into a trance, almost like a dream-like state. It is the accounts of an old king, or sorry, the old emperor. It was him who who started the crystal, further the technology using crystals. It was his knowledge and his strife that caused the empire to grow in that technology route. He's the reason they're the golem. He's the is it descendant? No. What's the opposite of descendant, please?
Ascendant.
Is it ascendant?
Ascendant, yeah.
Really?
Do you mean no?
Ancestor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ancestor, yeah.
The ancestors of the Morimoto family. It seems that their old bloodlines, the reason for their golemancy knowledge, as well as the other tech that they held. Sort of a generational passed down knowledge. Technically, they could have royal claim if they fought for it. A lot of the nobles have that, but they got to... there are laws and rules around the diplomacy of becoming Empress or Emperor if it is not during war, or after a war, or right after the assassination or killing of a emperor, because it generally just goes right to the next of kin until they're until a new noble family is elected. But so far that hasn't been called forth yet. This is information that's actually being told. This emperor died through assassination. Someone thought he was getting too powerful, and this is his own words saying he thinks there are people suspecting him and his family of getting too powerful in a way, and they feel like their lives are in threat. He doesn't know which families are at fault. He doesn't care. He just wants this nation to thrive. For it to be better than what the Elder Elf Society tried to be. His beliefs were that the Elder Elves were a little too xenophobic and didn't like change. He believed that all the races have have their own specialities. So, accepting of all different races within the Crystal Empire should be law. Which is why you will actually find Asvarians even within the Crystal Empire sometimes. Because even though they fought them during the war, they still accept other races within. The Crystal Empire is supposed to be my more versatile kingdom where it's accepting of all things. And this is the Emperor that started that. He's also the one who advanced their technology and everything else. Just not so much their religion. Their worship of the Farseers comes later. But that knowledge is not within the book itself. It just says that the Emperor spread knowledge and prosperity for the kingdom, and then was eventually fell ill and passed.
That's interesting. I should follow up with Haseo on what Emperor took over afterwards. Definitely couldn't be important to this story.
Technically, Haseo's bloodline goes down to an emperor at some point.
Oh, yeah,
I know he's
of
not
course
here
they
right
all
now.
say that. Of course they all say that.
Yeah, that's how bloodlines work.
But
who's the Morimoto that I've met?
a lot of the different bloodlines, though, are probably mixed bloodlines because of the many races that kept entering the Empire and the mixing of bloods and stuff. But it was more the family name that they held rather than the bloodline that they hold.
Hmm.
And over time, some bloodlines and some families combined their names, therefore changing the names a little bit. But you could probably find something that resembles Kujaku, even if it's been changed a bit over time. Anyway. Tashure. Or, yeah.
Yeah.
I would be looking into creations of Warforged after or shortly after the end of the war, specifically relating to my quote-unquote maker.
Yeah.
And any other information regarding upgrading Warforged.
Yeah. Some of the accounts are within the war archives, and the other accounts are within the civilization parts of the archive. Like things happening within the towns and cities and all that stuff. Just the general empire knowledge.
Personal accounts.
The war accounts lists the names of all the creators, one of them being your creator. I don't know if you wrote that one. You said it already. I just don't. My brain is hot in my room right now.
Open the window. You're up in Connect lands.
I can't open my window because one, there's a spider there, and two, it's the basement.
Okay, spider, understandable.
There is a window there, but it opens up to the garden.
Oh no.
And I know there's a spider on the near the window because I've seen it crawl out from underneath the curtain onto my wall, and I turn around and find fly swatter, and it fucking disappears again. It's been haunting me for the past 2 years.
You have to slap him with your hand. Oh,
I can't.
sorry to interrupt.
I have arachnophobia.
Oh.
It's so hard for me
no.
to like actually
Fight your fear, man.
Get a slipper. Don't backhand Itsy Bitsy Spider. What the fuck's wrong?
I'll shoot it with the. Here, I have light.
You can't leave your eyes off of it. I understand that part. It's no. Hold on. D&D. Hold on.
At the same time, the Warforged creators, there is about 7 of them. All of them were allowed to continue with their creations and continue working on them, and that's where we'll go into the Crystal Empire regulars. All of them went their separate, or some of them went their separate ways into different towns and villages across the Empire to continue their work, but they removed the war restrictions and war orders, so they could be free and free thinking and free minded, and they continued to create more Warforged using the soul magic of the soldiers that were left over that didn't get put into Warforged bodies, but accepted that after death they were to be conscripted into being Warforged. So all the ones that had their signatures that hadn't gone through because the war ended continued to become new Warforged, so they could live another life again, or continue their previous life, but now in a new, more indefinite body until they want to power off, or start a new life if they really wanted to.
Okay.
Which falls
And is there a
under...
list of potential names or maker numbers to track Warforged by maker? Or would that not be in the archive? Guess not then.
1 second, sorry.
It's all good.
Can you give me the name of your maker again, please?
I've put it in chat. Salamis Hornbreaker.
Thank you. Shit. Ignore. I'm not done. I'm typing in what you actually find. You find an archive with a bunch of numbers and letters, almost representing your own name a little bit. New T45-U63 Solemn Hornbreaker, a assassin model that was given different cognitive parts. Part of this archive also mentions that it gave a bit of amnesia of its previous life. Feeling bad for the device, he was given directives to destroy such model as it felt inhumane for the Empire. That is what is said in the report.
I'll take some paper, ink, and quill and just scribe down that information. And bookmark it for later. Would I also be able to look around for any information on upgrading Warforged, particularly with regards to self-upgrading?
Yeah. There are Golemancy as well as Warforged designs that also talk about how to carefully upgrade. It's basically the Warforged engineer handbooks and stuff. How to upgrade if parts are missing, if they need new parts, upgrade just for the sake of upgrading and improving and stuff.
Anything about integrating metals or possibly forging connections for it?
It is recommended liquid or liquid-like metals are not recommended to be used. including formerly liquid. So, okay, not like molten. There are certain metals that are mixed with a certain type of magic, Aetherium, and then hardened. That's what it means. So anything that is like mixed with a liquid or is in liquid form most of the time, like
mercury.
mercury. I think gallium too.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then like hardened Aetherium stuff.
Any mention of adamantium?
Adamantine, mithril, and various other metals are compatible. But not recommended to do while the Warforged is online. Recommended to be put into sleep mode or temporarily turned off. It's not that even though Warforged do not have proper pain receptors like other mortals, there are certain parts of their own psyche that when it touches the circuitry and the metals are starting to reform and change, it sort of causes their cognition to create the pain anyways. But it's not so much it's more like a defection that they couldn't fix nor fully knew about until later on when they tried upgrading. Well, some of them were awake because it gives them the sense that their limbs are being ripped off or they're being burned. But it's only then if they're being like slashed by or like stabbed by weapons or anything, they don't feel that. But if they're the circuits and stuff are being touched by the mechanics or engineers' tools and stuff, it causes sparks and things, which cause the receptors to think it's pain. It's just more like static and shock that are popping up and causing malfunctions. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It's like it's sending pain through the wires like nerves, but just not quite. Okay, so either way, I'm gonna have to find someone to upgrade me because I can't do it myself. But
it's not that you can't make your own upgrades. You just can't properly install them without causing your circuits to betray you. But if your character's masochistic enough, they can technically do it.
I just have a horrible mental image in my head that I don't think I should share.
You are traveling with a blood hunter. What could be worse? A blood hunter Warforged. What could be worse?
On your set, just cutting myself, I just bang a giant anvil on my junk.
Yeah.
Alright. No. Okay. I'll just do that for the rest of this. See if I can get any more information through it. But it's for me.
Okay, Enseric.
Let's see. if there is any records on um, hemocraft, blood magic, or etc. Is there any?
Okay. There are accounts of the use of blood magic.
Also, that is a good question. Is it frowned upon to use blood magic?
For the most part, not a lot of magic is frowned upon, except for certain types of hemocraft
Mm-hmm.
or hemomancy, and some parts of necromancy. But within the Crystal Empire, they don't care too much about necromancy and stuff. They use it themselves in certain ways. They have machines that use necromancy to drain one's magic as a punishment for vile crimes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, in this empire, no, it's not really
Okay,
frowned
good.
upon.
Okay.
The hemomancy accounts are actually part of the iced, are they the alloyed collective nation?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
The king during the war, and before the wars, he was a king who was able to use blood magic. Though his magic was a little different. In fighting him, these are accounts of during the fights against this empire, his blood would not be... it wasn't that he could control blood, it was his own blood that was able to strengthen his allies, provide them with weaponry and other things. He had absolute control of his own magical blood.
Mm-hmm.
And he used it as a way of rule and other things. A lot of the accounts, when he's in battle, no one lives usually. He'll usually let any unarmed combatants go away, and why they do have some accounts of it anyways.
But nobody that stood before him survived.
No one that challenged him in combat lived. His control of blood magic was a sight to see within the accounts. Like, people are... rather than hating on it, it's more just wow and amazement within the reports of how incredible the control they had with it was. Their name was King Dalius. Now, when you read that name, you're
Okay, yeah. When I read that name, 1 second. I have that feature that maybe could be useful, but maybe something else.
Ooh, okay. King, I should give you the proper spelling of it.
Dalias. Okay.
And there is a magic rune on one of the pages. Do you press it?
Of course I press it.
All right. A image.
I am nothing but a curious.
A illusory image of this person pops up. A man clad in blood-like armor, wearing a crown of
Wood.
adamantine scales.
Adamantine scales of a dragon or just
Yes.
scales? Oh no. Okay.
You see an image of the king that once ruled this land at some point. But yeah, he was one of the only accounts of them fighting against a strange type of hemomancy they haven't seen. There are a few other accounts of hemomancy, of people being able to manipulate other people's blood, but a lot of those accounts are of not so much bandits, but like criminals that they captured and stuff that were running amok within the Empire.
So it's
Misuse
he's
of
the
their
only-
hemomancy.
okay.
Yeah.
Not that misuse, but not enough practice. But that is, and his that armor looks like it's made out of platinum dragon, yeah?
No,
Not his.
he's using his own blood to create it.
Oh, mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you think there's more to his natural blood power than you think.
Yeah. It's just
And then the question
Okay,
makes you
it's-
wonder, I wonder if his children, if he had children, have the same thing.
probably. If it runs in blood, they could have been inherited. Yeah, probably he's gonna do some research about that person.
Okay.
Maybe he does have some ancestors.
Now where's Quintana?
Uh,
There. Okay. Did I go through everybody?
Yes.
I think yes.
Unless you want
Oh,
to give me
yeah.
another round. Oh,
Well, except Moxie.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you another round and then we'll wrap up. Because, one, I'm hungry and supper's ready.
Well, we could skip that. I don't have anything that I think Jørgen would look at
Well,
immediately.
Either way, I do have something for
Unless
you guys
there's
to
any magical scrolls that he could look at. See if he
potentially.
could. Hello?
For next week, I want you guys to think of anything you guys want to find in this archive for me to go through, and then just have that ready for me next week. Not like you don't have to type it out in chat or anything. Just be ready with the questions and things you're looking for and want to search for in this archive that is as old as the entire Empire.
Understand. I do have a question before we end, though, Nikki.
Yep.
Is there a mistletoe underneath the Christmas tree or the crystal tree?
A mistletoe?
A mistletoe.
Why?
Come on, this is fantasy. It's
Sure.
got to be a mistletoe.
Okay.
You know, because it's that
crystal-
time of year.
A crystal mistletoe.
Hanged above a tree.
I immediately.
Here's a fascinating question before we leave. Does the tree emanate a psionic aura? I fucking knew it.
Leave my tree alone.
It's emanating psychic energy, yes, but so is the box that it is on top of.
Does it seem to just be the box or the tree itself?
It seems to be both of them. Perhaps the tree has absorbed its psionic energy.
Don't touch the tree.
Always
They-
touch the tree.
They said
Just
one
don't
rule.
forget about the slime trees.
Yeah, but I could talk to this tree, which seems unusual.
It is something you could potentially do. Or whatever psionic being that was... Oh. Yeah, I could have created a new entity, or held old ones. What? Alright.
Kill me, please. End my suffering.
So, like, is a mistletoe just a magic missile that somehow gains sentience?
Yes.
Like those fucking crystal salamanders from every FromSoft fantasy game?
Exactly.
Those things are jerks.
Oh no, what's hilarious is
In
the
the-
first one you encounter in Dark Souls 1 flips you off if it escapes.
The one in
Oh,
Demon
yeah.
Souls, all of the ones in Demon Souls fucking mock you before disappearing. It's so annoying. And then there's the little weird creatures in Bloodborne that just scurry around. And they're so annoying. Anyway, thank you all for joining us for today's session of the For the Crystal Empire. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us, and I shall see you all next time. Bye.
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 Right,